Hello, this is Steve Powers. I want to welcome to episode 30. Today I just want to do a quick overview of sketchbooks. These are my three favorite sketchbooks in the sense of I start out with my idea sketches, which can be doodle, valley sketches, whatever. Then I move on to a design sketchbook. Doesn't have to be the Canson. It could be anything. Just something a little bit larger so I can add a little bit more detail and work out some of my ideas. The next thing would be, this is a portfolio book. What I do is I use this as my, for final drawing before I do any kind of digital, or maybe I'll never do digital at all. Sometimes I don't even make it out of this sketchbook. This is just for ideas. If it works here, it might work better here. Because it's a little bit larger, but if it doesn't work small, it usually isn't worth, spending your time to develop any kind of design. I mean, you can force it, you can fight it, but in the long run, you'll end up with something you probably don't like. Now, this is one that I like. This is by, I don't know if you can read it here, but it's Crescent. It's the render paper, and this will take pretty much. We'll take marker, we'll take graphite, any of the dry medias, but as well as the wet medias. I can use the water-soluble graphite on the hair as well. Granted, this I'm not using yet. That's a new one. This is the one I've been working with, and let me show you. Primarily, I like to travel, so having, these books just sitting in your vehicles or in your book bag or what have you, your computer bag. This is water-soluble graphite. I'm able just to sketch out and see if I can find anything. Most of this stuff doesn't end up anywhere, but occasionally you come across something you really like. I can't say most of the stuff because I can find stuff and I can work out the idea. If it works, great. If it doesn't, then it goes to the wayside. And what I do, I didn't spend too much time on it. I do like having tone paper around. This allows you to work it with something like this, white chalk or charcoal. Instead of just putting in value, I'm actually putting in light, and that's great for just having a change of pace. Now it also works with other colors as well. Of course it does. But these two, this is Strathmore, same type of paper. It's 400 series. It's got a medium tooth. It's I think 60 pounds. This is 80 pounds, and that's decent paper. You can actually do some pretty good drawings on this paper. In fact, I do like Strathmore a lot, but it's this says a fine tooth. Well, it's more of a medium tooth than a fine tooth. You can just run your finger over and get it. The render is actually more of a smoother paper, but it will take the wet and the dry media. It won't bleed through, which is a good thing, because I hate to work on something over here or something over here and bleed through. Granted, you're supposed to be able to draw on both sides of this too. I don't, because until I put fixative, this charcoal is going to come off over there, and which I do hit these things up with fixative later on. But this is simple. Started out as a little pencil sketch, which I do most of my stuff with a mechanical pencil, and this is a Pentel. This works quite well because it always stays sharp. I always have, a nice sharp point to it. I don't have to erase, so it works great for travel. And that's where these small books come in. So once I do that, I can expand to a larger pad, which this is my favorite, is a 9x12. Now, I can also do idea sketches in this as well. This is all in charcoal. This is just simple run-throughs, 2-minute, maybe 5-minute sketches and stuff like that, and I can experiment with them. But if I see something I like and I want to, move on, I can definitely do larger stuff. This I did a couple weeks ago. This is just started out as an idea sketch too. But if you notice, I can rip these pages out. This is not a notebook that I have to keep together. If I want to use it and I come up with something I really like, or I finalize something in this paper, I mean, it's a decent weight paper. It's 80 pound. But normally I would do it in that, or I would do it in a bristle paper. So for final, anyways. Granted, I got a few in here that are on printer paper, but most of this is Strathmore paper, and you can see just anything I like, something I want to keep. You know, some of these are originals, some of these are copies of other people's work that I really liked. Some of this is earlier, and some are just thumbnails working out some ideas as well. But like this stuff right here, I think this is on. That's just on regular on printer paper. Same with all of these that I did for my son a couple years ago, I think, and they were fun to do. Trust me. But the fact is, this book is great for keeping all my loose stuff that I really like. I mean, these things I did. This is all on bristle paper. I can tell just because of the stiffness. This is like about 110 pound. And most of the stuff is, even the Canson has some watercolor paper. This is like 80 pound, but the Canson has some watercolor paper that, along with a couple of their other series, has two sides to it. This does not, and what I mean by two sides, it is smooth on one side and a medium tooth on the other. And then the watercolor paper is great for, of course, watercolors and even marker if you use the smooth side, but it's also great on either side with the water-soluble graphite. And what I mean by that is you use a water-soluble stick, and you use, and I will show another tutorial on this, covering this, and then you show that, and then you would just brush it on. You load it up on that, and you just start sketching with it. And in a sense, it's like working with markers, except I can get a fuller range with a water-soluble graphite. But again, it's just a sketch. It's a value sketch. So whether you take my advice or not, it's up to you. But these are definitely my favorite to work with. I'll get the idea sketched down first, and I have an assortment of paper depending on my desire, the medium that I want to use. Do I want to use pastels? I want a medium tooth if I'm doing that. But I do like to have that. I like to have the texture from the paper and also from the pencil itself. But I do like to blend. So the paper has to be blend. It has to take the value without me going with loads and loads of layers. I like to blend in the values once I get it in there, and I like to blend in the colors with the pastels. So. Either way, whatever you choose, even if it's on junk paper, even if it's on newsprint, sketch every day, have a sketchbook with you, collect your ideas. Keep in mind, newsprint is not acid-free. It does not last forever. So try to find acid-free, something that is quality paper, and your sketches will be fun to look at in a few years. It's interesting to go back and see how far you've actually come, because some days you don't think you've come very far at all. So, well, you have a good day, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.